Downtown Cairo is a little bit crowded, but it's also very accessible. After working with different startups and entrepreneurs for many years in Egypt, we started seeing the need for startup spaces in Cairo. So we started having discussions with the DROSOS Foundation, and they saw the same need, and we agreed on establishing Startup Haus Cairo back in 2017.
DROSOS Foundation is a private Swiss foundation that is committed to helping young people to overcome their challenges and achieve their potential in order to achieve economic independence. I think the first time that we actually met with the enpact team was in 2016 as part of the Rise Up Summit. And at that point, we explored the idea of how wonderful it would be if we create a space in the heart of downtown Cairo that can bring together the community of entrepreneurs and can be not just a co-working space for people to find the facilities they need in order to do their work, but also to create a network of startups, a network of entrepreneurs that can also receive the business support services that need to scale up their work and also to be a model for replication.
It was a big challenge to try to find a space that fits all the criteria that we had in mind in downtown Cairo. We spent months walking around the different streets of downtown trying to figure out a location that fits the requirement that we had. After a while, we were tipped by one of our enpact alumni about this building, 37 of Talat Harb Street in downtown Cairo, and the property management company that operates it, called Sigma. Personally, when I first saw the building, it was a little bit in a rough shape. The backyard wasn't cleaned out. This floor was full of smaller rooms, tight hallways, and so on. But we entered into a discussion with Sigma to try to understand what is their vision with the building and with the space and what they want. And we found that we closely align on what we want to do. So we started drafting different renovation plans and vision of how we want the space to look like, and then we started working on it, breaking the walls and the tight hallways, making one bigger space, an open space. And after a while, after a couple of months of renovation, we saw that the criteria that we had in mind about the space were all achieved.
The kitchenette actually is considered like a very important focal point when it comes to the culture that we have within the community. This is where lots of stories and collaborations took place, where the different community members actually organically share advices, and you can witness organic peer-to-peer knowledge exchange happening here all the time. When it comes to phase one of the Startup Haus Cairo, which is in the second floor that we're currently standing in, we have 5 private offices. 4 of them have the capacity of accommodating 6 people, meaning that we provide the different amenities and furniture for 6 people, but the office itself can accommodate more than that. And 1 is like the biggest office that we have that can accommodate up to 16 people.
Rology, it's a health tech startup. We are an AI-assisted teleradiology platform that help hospitals and radiology centers to solve the problem of the severe shortage and the misutilization of radiologists. First office in Startup Haus Cairo. Actually, we signed our contract with Startup Haus Cairo before they opened. Actually, Startup Haus Cairo helped me personally to scale up my network. It was a very good opportunity for me to work from a place which is already working, acting like a hub. So I met a lot of my ecosystem friends from Startup Haus Cairo already. It gave me the opportunity to grow personally from this direction.
We're currently standing in the mezzanine level, which is phase 2. And the word mezzanine means that this floor in the building is not a complete floor. It's much more of a partial floor, one way or another. And over here, this floor, basically, we utilize it for either hosting events that can also be directly related to supporting entrepreneurship or supporting the different creatives one way or another, with less capacity of people relative to the events that we host in the arena downstairs. Getting inside, we have 3 more private offices with the capacity of also 6 people. Each office is like 25 meter squares, and we've hosted here the different participants that we've had in the healthcare pre-incubation program, which is called the Clinical Innovation Fellowships Program, that we executed in collaboration with RICE, and of course with the support of the Swedish Embassy in Cairo. And this floor, it ends with a media room or a studio where we have the different technical equipments that we started using during COVID or during the pandemic, which kind of helped us leverage the style and the format of the events that we generally host. We're currently standing at the arena, which is actually the backyard of the Ozonion building, and it's considered part of the Startup Haus Cairo. It is the biggest event space that we have, accommodating, before COVID of course, around 270 people, but right now with the COVID restrictions we accommodate from 70 to 85 people, I would say. Looking at the arena itself, like the feel of it is quite, or the aesthetics of it is quite minimalistic, I would say. It gives you the impression that it's ancient one way or another, and even in revamping it we made sure that we keep the different features that would still give you that vibe, meaning that when we painted the wall and everything, we made sure to keep the stonework the way it is, or the way it was curated back then. And throughout the past 4 years, we've had the different events that we hold. They're either related directly to supporting entrepreneurs, meaning demo days, general meetings, pitch competitions, so on and so forth, or they have a focus of supporting the artists and hosting different cultural activities that provides the artists with the right exposure that they need.
This is Mohammed Abu Lanin. I'm the programs manager at Startups Without Borders. We are based in UK, but we are functioning internationally, and we have a special interest in refugee and migrant entrepreneurs to merge them with local entrepreneurs in their hosting community. We choose Startup Haus Cairo as a strategic partner for our activities in Egypt because we capitalize on their international network. We host our team functioning from Egypt because Startup Haus Cairo is in the downtown. This is between October, Mu'attam, Maadi. It's a midpoint for our team, so it's accessible by everybody. And also we have here all the facilities we need, and all the activities we have are accessible here easily in Startup Haus Cairo.
Over the number of years that we've had the partnership with enpact, I think part of the achievement was how that physical space has actually become also the center for expanding the work of enpact to the region, both Africa, the Middle East, and I think also South Asia. This to me represents how much this investment that was made and the collaboration was a very useful stepping stone for doing so much more than was intended at the beginning of the partnership. The generation of knowledge products and tools, development of Startup Guide Cairo and Startup Guide Egypt as an impact series using the support of enpact in also assessing the friendliness of the ecosystem, bringing together various networks of founders, investors, and successful practices. I think this can be really a good basis for replicating this in other countries, but also expanding on the work that we have done to bring in additional donors and additional partnerships to serve more people.